So what do we do with this big rope that's attached to the end of our reins if you're riding in a Mecate setup? And a Mecate setup is where you have a set of reins and you have a lead rope attached to the reins. And generally the Mecate is tied to a set of slobber straps. And the reason that we ride with the Mecate is so that we always have a lead rope with us. If we just want to lead the horse, if we want to tie the horse up, we can tie our reins up in a certain way so that we can tie our horse up with the lead rope and they don't bust up the headstall. We can use it if we're working a cow. We can have a line always attached to our horse. But it also leaves a big tail that a lot of people don't know what to do with when they're riding. A very simple way is you can just take this lead rope and you can run it up through your belt. Now, if you run it up through your belt and you have this little loop here, you want to make sure that your loop is shorter than the end of the rope. That way it limits the chance of the rope end going through the loop, and now you're attached to your horse and they're running through the field and you're happily going along with them, being bounced on the rocks and stuff. Not a good situation. So if you don't want to do that, and what I do is I just take this rope, I double it up, I run it through my belt, and I run the end clean through my belt. So it's just laying there. So if I get dismounted and I don't have time to grab my rope, then this rope will just pull clean out of my belt and I won't be attached to him. I've only been in one situation where I have been bucked off a horse in the middle of a great big pasture. The rope was through my belt, just like this, and I did come off, but I was able to grab onto my lead rope and stop the horse from running off, so I didn't have to walk back to the barn. Another way that you can do it, especially if you're riding in rough country and you're riding a horse that if you do come off, you don't really want to be attached to that horse in any way, shape, or form, you can just kind of roll it up like this, and you can actually just push it down into your pants like that, and it just stays there. Just kind of tuck it in there like that so that it just stays there, and if you come off the horse, there's going to be nothing preventing it from coming out. Another way that you can do it, and it's a very simple way, is you can tie a clove hitch over your horn. And the easiest way to tie a clove hitch is you have your lead rope like this, and you just put a twist in it. So you just put a twist in it, lay it over your horn, grab the tail of the rope again, put another little twist in it, set it over your horn, pull it tight, and now you've just tied a clove hitch over your horn. That works just fine too. If you come off, the lead rope's not coming with you. And also, if you do come off and you wear spurs, I have seen people get hung up right here with their spurs. So there's always a risk to everything that we do, but that's the way that you can tie it up. The other way you can tie it up is just make a little pancake out of it, and you can tie it up using your front saddle strings. When I tie up to my front saddle strings, the end of the rope going towards my horse's jaw, towards my slobber strap, I want that strand in back. So what I'll do is I'll make my coils like this, the front strands, the strand going from the slobber straps to the coils in the front, but what I'll do is I'll turn it like that, and then I'll tie it up. That way I have some friction holding the rope so that when I'm out trotting and cantering and stuff like that, it's a little bit harder for this strand to work its way loose. So those are some things that you can do if you're riding with a Mecate setup and you're not quite sure what to do with this lead rope. Those are some ways that you can tie your lead rope up or just kind of squirrel it out of the way safely and neatly, and then you can just hold your reins and you can ride along your merry way.